Hi. Oh, I didn't mean I didn't mean it just abruptly end. Trying to do it smooth. Hi everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Drop a hi in the comments. Let me know that where you're from. Let me know that you can hear me and see me okay. It's always a delay, so I'll go ahead and sit. See the branding. Casual branding. Hey y'all. Happy Monday. Hi Sakia. Hi Cozy Locks. Hey. Hi Chicago. Augusta. Okay. Okay, y'all. So good to see, well, not see y'all, but be here again today. So, couple of things I want to talk about today, as you can see by the title. I always ask for some type of theme that I want to talk about, and I take questions that have come up. So there's some questions that came up between me going live. I get inboxes, I get emails, and so hi, Tawanda from Pittsburgh. I went to University of Pittsburgh undergrad, so I used to live in Pittsburgh for like 4 years. So it's always going to have a special place in my heart. But so some questions that have come up, I wanted to address this, and I said, you know what? What's the overall theme? And the overall theme is in the line of commitment and what that looks like. So I had some questions like, do you recommend DIY? Is it a good idea to DIY your micro locks, et cetera, et cetera? But before I begin, I want to make sure that you, if you are on a YouTube channel, please like the video if you can. I have a little mini announcement. YouTube, I want to thank y'all who watch from YouTube because you just helped push a milestone that I just kind of gave up on. So I'm excited to share that with you a little bit later. And then also like, comment, share if you can. All right. So I'm Jessica, founder of Naturally Beautiful Hair Care Microlock Mastery. And in addition to being a licensed social worker, I coined microlocks in 2009 out of Brooklyn, New York, because I had this passion for doing my side hustle hair and invested in some knowledge into what I turned into ultimately microlock mastery. So it's innovations, it's needed innovations, it's addressing problems I was seeing in sister law clients, it's creating things that didn't exist that people really could benefit from. And so that is foundation of what I have. And I'm also a licensed social worker. I was also faculty at Columbia University. That's where I went to grad school as well. And I take that curriculum information, education information, and put it into my platform, because who would have known when I was getting a social work degree, a master's in social work, that I would do this? But I knew that I had a passion for hair and education. So as I was working as faculty at Columbia, I was like, things start to form together when I built my hair business. And now I'm seeing a perfect fusion of what I was interested in putting my energy into. And so there we have microlock mastery training and certification. So just like to give that little brief combo of my unique background and hey Diane Fabulous. And so it does tie into this theme of commitment, and commitment on many different levels. So a lot of people are at varying stages in this area of hair. Some people want to get hair services. Some people do hair services. Some people have been doing sister locks and they want to expand. It's a lot of different backgrounds. So the biggest thing that I wanted to touch on today is what it really takes for some people to accomplish their goals. I see, unfortunately, a lot of people even coming to the training, not finishing for various reasons, challenges that they say come up, and it may not be their desire. The desire is to complete or have what it is they desire, but there's just certain things that come up that people either don't know or weren't prepared for. And the same, I think we all have a story somewhere in our life where this challenges came up and threw monkey wrenches. And so I want to address some questions that have come up about different areas of this. And yeah, I just wanted to touch on some of those things. So first of all, what does it mean to commit in this realm for people? Like, if you want to drop any comments to let me know what about can you commit drew you to this video, because I'm going to touch on those at the bottom. I know some people just like to watch and get any information, but what is it about commit that's ringing for you, that's making you drawn to this video? Because what I started out thinking was a person that wanted to get this style and what that entails. And it's a big part of our conversation today, but also in other aspects. It spills over into training. It spills over into aftercare. There's a lot of things that have happened between the last video and now that that touch on all of this. So when it comes to prep, I'll start there. I like prepping for what people want. I might cue up some slides from a slideshow I've done, from a presentation I've done in the past on preparation, but I really, sometimes I don't know if I see people put enough energy into really, really defining what it is they truly want and really preparing for that and understanding what that might take. Sometimes what someone's idea of something is not the steps that they're taking, don't get to that. And then I didn't realize this was going to take this much time, or I didn't realize this was going to take this much money. I can give you an example that recently happened. And I don't know if they're watching because I'm trying to, I don't care about it. So there is a situation where there's some work that needs to be done. Cleanup work, rehab work on someone's hair. And the requirements for that job required a certain level of commitment with appointments, follow-up, money, time. And I think sometimes people focus on, I just want what I want, but they don't really think about all the other ways that this is a commitment. There's sometimes things don't take one session quick, these aren't temporary. It's not supposed to be a temporary style. Most people want a permanent style. And so it requires all these different things. Let me take this off the screen because you already know what this is about now, right? And that's where people get into trouble. Either they're frustrated, they're not seeing the results they want, they're wondering why the money is not being used efficiently, or they're running out, or it's not planned for. And so I wanted to have conversation on a lot of different topics, and I'm touching on some of them, but I'm probably gonna have to do a video on on each one of them on their own. So when it comes to like aftercare, what that entails, aftercare for microlocks or microlock extensions is a whole video, which I plan to do. When we're talking about DIY, should you DIY? How can you really fully understand what that entails, fully and truly? Because like I said, when it comes to, I'm not trying to always talk bad or anything about YouTube, but the demographics are now that there's a lot of people that are seeking information and seeking to do things themselves, so they turn to YouTube. It doesn't necessarily mean that it gives you a full comprehensive understanding of what that looks like and what that really entails. People can curate their experiences to show themselves in any way. When it really comes down to, oh, well, can I do this? Can I truly do this? So I had a response to someone that asked me. She sent me an email. She said, most of one sentence, I don't know why I can't remember it. Is it a good idea to DIY your microlocks? So she was on our free webinar. I'm going to put that on the bottom so you can watch a free webinar, ask your questions anytime you like. I answer questions, or someone on the team, it goes to our emails, so we can answer a question in real time. So if you are watching the webinar, you're interested in watching the webinar, to shoot your questions. So she must have got to the point where we were talking about doing this service on yourself. And so these are the few factors that I wanted her to think about when she asked me, should she DIY? These are the few factors I want everyone to think about in general, for the service in general. So do you have the time and the patience? So the techniques that I recommend, that I've been talking about for some time, for it to be done I feel for it to be done properly in the context of creating a lock, it's going to require patience. And okay, the techniques we recommend require time to learn properly as well as patience to improve in the techniques. Some people choose to do braids or twists because it appears easier, but that is not recommended and can have more trouble in the long run. It can, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to. But do you have time and patience? So then you can figure out what direction you want to go. Some people click off at this point because they're like, oh, she said I can't do braids or twists. I don't want to hear what she has. Click. Some people are in that space right now because I've gotten also some comments on my videos about I'm thinking of cutting my hair or whatever and starting again with microlocks and thinking about 2-strand twists. Should I do that? I think they were asking a guest, the person I was in the video with, because they were asking about her process. And so I didn't answer it yet, or I was going to leave it. But this is the time to really think about having solid information, but also either way is a commitment. And if you're looking for a certain result, and are you committed to retwisting if those twists come out? Are you committed to having them looking different? Like, what is the commitment? Are you trying to just do a one and done? If you want to have as least possible restructuring, repairing, and whatever, you should do what's going to give you potentially the least problem. So it's also a highly skilled pro, because you can have a pro that's doing a recommended technique and you still have problems. So you want a combination of skill and a great foundation so that you can have less problems. But if you are committed to walking through this journey and investing in the time that you need to for your maintenance, your appointments, that's a question you need to ask yourself. Do you ask yourself, would it be possible, would it be able, as a DIYer, to connect with a professional or highly skilled person if you have any needed repair? Because things happen. We are not mannequin heads. So much, especially as women. And I know my demographics are I was checking the demographics. We're all in our childbearing years or at the edge of menopause. Like I have like from 20 something, late 20s up until like 60 something. So that's just womanhood right there. So you have childbirth years, you have hormones, you have perimenopause, you have menopause, you have stress, so much in that time that affects your hair, that affects so many other things in our body. So things inevitably could happen, even if you don't have any problems with your hair per se. Like I mentioned, and it wasn't like I wasn't lying when I said I hadn't lost the lock until I reached year 13 and had COVID. I didn't know, no one could predict what the heck COVID was when I started my hair. And even if I'm green juicing and doing all these things, I had hormone fluctuations, weight fluctuations, stress fluctuations. And so there was a moment, and I showed also in the video, that's the same side of my head. This is the problematic side where I lost the locks. I don't know why it was just this side. Maybe because I sleep on my left side. So between that one, the lock that I lost, and then I showed y'all the weak one, I just realized it's on the same side. So that one didn't come off, but it was hanging. So I know how to do high level advanced repair on myself. But if I didn't, I would just be having locks fall out or not know how to catch it. So if I'm DIYing, am I connected? So that when things like that possibly happen, I don't want them to fall out. Do I have the help? I know y'all may be commenting and I don't have the comments up. Hey, happy Monday. And hi, summer baby. Mm-hmm. So, and then that leads to the next question I ask people. Are you connected to credible support for any needed troubleshooting or maintenance needs? Years ago, I hopped out of those groups. They used to be sister lab groups, and I don't know what kind of things are popping up now, but it is maddening that my pros or people that worked with me would come constantly. I can't believe this person posted that, and this person said that, and this person said that, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I'm like, I can't. Not everything that's said. It's just people sharing their experiences. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be troubleshooting advice that you can rely on, that's dependable. And so those would be some factors I think would help people, that would be helpful for people that are looking to do this. I've seen and heard people get installations. I've heard people that come to my chair say they've had an installation that they've taken out and now they're coming to get it I can tell you probably about 5 people just popped in my head right now that by the time they got to my chair, one person was on her third set. Her third set. She went to a sister loctician, took them out. Then she went somewhere and took them out. Then she got to me, and then I know she had been in groups. She wasn't someone that maintained with me because it didn't seem like that was her track record. But it came back around that I saw that she was like posting and looking for, I don't know, looking for she to hop around. And so some people, I don't, you got to really say, is this really what I want? Because it's a lot of money and time that you could be wasting. It's vague. I'm trying to remember why, what service she got me and why she left and hopped around like that. What is it? Interesting. She was just interesting. But then there was another person that had looked for me to repair her micro-lock extensions because she had gone to a second person. We did this virtual, and then at that point, we'd had 2 consultations, like a year apart. And then I said, I don't, that's when I started saying, I'm sorry, but unless you start fresh for me, I can't repair them. And also we need to really see if this is something that you're ready to do and have done well, and what that would require. If you're a distance away and you can't travel, that's something you have to think about. Some people think getting a service, I'm gonna do a whole video on this, but I do have to say this. Getting a service like micro-lock extensions. Now, from when I did the first micro-lock extensions head in 2009 and now, the techniques are different. But my first client still has her locks all these years later. No, it's not extensions. She did not want to be shown. I don't know why. I'll ask her again. Can you please make yourself public? Because this is a great opportunity. The first full head, no, Michael, you were my first client when I was creating micro-lock extensions. I would love for you to be able to speak on this 15 years later, and you still have your locks. But the thing that really made her successful, I think, is because, number one, we were both in Brooklyn, in the same town. She was my client already. I started her from scratch, and we were able to maintain for many years her hair, her service with me. Wasn't bouncing around. The expectation is not that I'm going to get extensions in like I'm going to the African braiders on 125th Street, get my hair done, go away, fly away, go on vacation. This needs to be nurtured just as a new install for regular locks. And when they're done well, or when they're done with a professional, we know what to do. You have aftercare, you have all these different things. It's not a one and done, rarely. It won't last like that, one and done. And so because you're trying to mesh out of here with your own, and depending on how people are putting them in, I think someone tried to start an argument. I don't go back and forth with two-strand twists. Just don't. I made a post, and it's just like, do you think that turns into locks? Do you think that artificial hair is going to morph into a lock that looks like it's growing out of your scalp? So you need to have a realistic expectation, and also say, if I do want this to look a certain way, I may need to continue to maintain it. I still didn't look at your comment. Unrealistic expectations. Some people think their hair will mature like other people's hair. Some people don't understand fully the process. Hair growing out of your scalp is your DNA. That is what your God-given, which you were designed in human form with. You can never alter that, no matter how hard you try. Only thing you can alter is it when it's out, and usually through some processing. So when you are dealing with locks, you are dealing with your hair in the most natural state, and that's actually the benefit of locks, why a lot of people like locks, because you don't have to alter your, you're just working with your curl. No matter your curl, it's very unlikely that it'll match added hair exactly. Even if you have that same curl pattern, it's going to have to be created in a way, and then it's going to have to be supported as it's growing out your scalp. There's times you might need to, just like you would do your own regular locks, go down the entire lock and strengthen areas, make sure everything is good. The mistake that people do is get something done and go and do a regular routine, go swimming or go washing their hair any haphazard way. You have to treat things there. It's not, even if you had your own hair, if you're supporting something along a process, you're going to have to adjust that. And if it's locking, you're going to need to allow it to lock. So that's a commitment in itself. Do I have time and patience? Am I looking for instant results? Am I okay with it looking this way now and looking different down the line? So that was my answer to that question. Excuse me. Am I fully aware of what it takes when it comes to commitment? With prep, I was notorious. I'm learning in my older age. I was notorious for being spontaneous, not necessarily planning things. Happen still now, but those mistakes become bigger for you to learn from. My mentor used to say, "You put the cart before the horse." And then as you grow in business, you realize how important it is to do certain things, or at least to have a track record that you can prove. Lord, I can go on another video on that. So when it comes to really prepping for this service, for this business, for anything, it really does require commitment. So I'm gonna leave real quick into what I wanted to say about YouTube. You talk about commitment. Oh my goodness. So I don't have my second screen, so I can't show y'all, but y'all could look if y'all want. The commitment for me, just talking about microlocks. Okay. Are you going to, what does it look like when you get tripped up by some things? People were coming on me, your sister locks. What are you talking about? Why are you like, I got that first. And then it was the whole, microlock branding. What is microlocks? What is that? And then it's just constantly, I was talking about reattachment. I was talking about tools. I was talking about just the certain things that people should know when they go through this process. And I stayed committed, although it kind of felt like that people really want this information. People really did want it, but then there's always factors that come up. So your commitment to anything should really, really be strong. There's times, so with, and so in the early days, I wanted to do my little applause thingy, but I had lost all types of monetization. I was talking about microlocks. I was moving and grooving and getting all these hits and had monetized, Google monetized and all that stuff. And then it went away. And I just got notice, y'all, that, wait, where's my little thing? That the monetization's coming back, y'all. Can I just clap real quick? Okay. Which means that y'all are watching, y'all are subscribing, y'all are liking this information, because my goal with this was to always give information. I was a little, in the home hairstylist creating this brand. I still have a huge vision for it. I'm happy to see it's gonna fulfill, but it lost the essence of what it was supposed to be when it got before, kind of muddied. And I told y'all my story. I had to be a single mama and step away. But I knew this information was valuable. I see all the people that are getting the results off the free information constantly, repairing their hair, having a different perspective, having education. That's all I wanted. Because I was so tired of seeing what I saw back then when it was sister locks and me coming saying microlocks. There were some things being done that was like, people need to know this. Why is it so secretive? Why is it so weak? You can strengthen it. Why nobody's coming up with solutions for this? And that is how I started. And this channel was my platform. And then I went away, and YouTube doesn't like that. They're like, you're not making content. I was in the middle of, I'm gonna be honest, most of those days I was on the floor crying. Like, I was like, I have a baby and I'm by myself and I can't do this. Well, how am I gonna pull it together and do a video to share with y'all some tips? So when I came back, here's everybody and their mama saying they know what the definition of microlocks was. And I was like, all right, well, let's just see, because if what's going on with people's hair. And I said, I need to come back out. I need to come back out and speak on it. Now, I don't have a whole bunch of subscribers. I really I care more about the quality, but I am appreciative, because it's only just a couple of years that I came back and did my first live. Only a couple of years ago, like during the pandemic or right after the pandemic, I started to do my first lives. So it was nerve-wracking for me. I already saw what was going on. I kind of felt defeated in a way, but a part of me is like, no, because I told you it's like a supernatural thing. It's like, no, keep going. Like, yeah, so they have a lot of followers. This person has 1 million views, but everybody keeps telling you that half the people, like a lot of people don't know what they're saying. They're giving people confusing info, and they're creating a definition for something that you had a passion for in creating. So they can't really say something that a definition for something that you were starting, and whether or not to give you credit, I don't really care, but my ancestors keep saying speak. So thank you. Congrats, thank you. And it's small channel still, so I'm okay. I'm back. Accidentally closed out. Don't close out, Jessica. Stay, Jessica. And I'm happy you're in the program too. Now that I know who you, Jessica. So I just wanted to say that as far as commitment, my first or second video was on attaching extensions to sister locks 12, 13 years ago. No one that I knew, because it's something I had to create, was doing that. I was at a fair. I was at a hair show in Baltimore. And I had my own booth, and a sister locks client came over once she found out, because I was advertising it. And I proceeded to do that and film that there. It's not showing you the whole technique. It's not a video that you're probably going to thumbs up, but it was evidence and proof of my dedication to talking about this topic on my channel. And then all the other videos, you started seeing me talk about microlocks and what that word meant, because I was starting to create it. And so it was something where I was like, are you committed to continuing this, seeing all that's popping up, seeing bigger channels? I want to tell anybody who has anything that you're passionate with, no one can ever take your God-given divine calling and the aspect that it was given to you to do. Stay committed. If you want to get your hair done this way, if you want to do this as a business, if you have a vision for how you want to present yourself with your hair, whatever it is, stay to it. Stay true to it. When I got my hair done as well, I see my connection is unstable. Oh, I got a lot of, why did you pay so much money for that? I could have did something in your hair for 800. It's always people criticizing. There's always things that coming your way. My connection. Hold on, y'all. I see it's unstable. Hold on, y'all. It's maybe my energy kicked into it. It's a lot of, I don't want to spook nobody. It's a lot of energy going around, whether you're religious, spiritual, otherwise. I'm sure people could feel energy is energy. That's science. But there's a lot around. Okay. I feel like my connection is getting a little better. Okay. All right. So should I say, I could say this in a nice way, as far as I've come across people that I don't think were committed, whether they were committed in the hair service, whether they were committed in the program. Sometimes you have opportunity to pick back up and focus, and sometimes you don't. We don't want to get to the point where we lose sight of what we want. We get distracted, get thrown off, and don't pick right back up. You can pick right back up. I was literally gone for years, and so I'm going to pick right back up, because I know that, at least with the way that I wanted to build microlocks, even in the midst of whatever is going on, I'm going to stay focused, and I think it'll be appreciated. I think we've certified almost 50 people this year. We are closing out on our numbers for this year, but throughout the whole entire program, it's like almost 200 people. I've hit milestones in revenue I've never thought I would. I don't want to say the number too, because I just feel like that sometimes people get threatened by that, or there's people that, if it's for you, commit to it and see it through. The worst thing you can do is know something is not for you in that way, maybe in a different way, or try to do something that's not really for you, whatever it is. It could be anything. And so when it comes to this topic of preparation, of commitment, I'm all over y'all, because I'm looking at my notes, and preparation, training, DIY, aftercare, scholar. I want to get on I want to talk about the scholarship, and I want to talk about I think one more thing before I wrap up. But if you have any particular questions, I did answer one question that came in the other day. And so if you have a particular question, you can throw it in there too. But when Spirit moves to me, I might pick back up, but she stopped because I was cutting in my connection. What are you speaking is necessary? I was supposed to tell you last time. My Spirit said you aren't here to pacify people. Thank you. I don't know why I feel it. It is. I feel what you're saying. Thank you, Jessica. I feel it. And I spend a lot of times not saying anything. I spend a lot of times not doing what I should do. If you have something, commit to it and do it. No roadblock is real. No roadblock is real. I'm just excited that I don't let things discourage me. I mean, I showed on social media when we just were doing our group call, our certification group call, and someone was telling me she said one of her clients told her about the program because she was scammed by another program that was copying my program. At first I was like, oh, but then I was like, oh, but it brought her here. It benefits us when they do that and we get the legal team. Like it's almost like that challenge was there to help you get to the next, helped a few people get to the next level. So, and the other person to get their money back. And so any challenges that come in the way, money seems to be a challenge for a lot of people copying people's businesses, but not getting credit. I will tell you right now, stay focused, commit to what it is that you want, what it needs to, you find out what you need. And if you want to know about hair specific things, ask me, because I'll go in a direction my Spirit tells me to. But when it comes to hair, there's a certain level of commitment you should just have naturally. Like, I'm ready. You know how you have to say, I'm ready? Some people say, I'm not sure if I'm ready to get that. I like that style, but I'm not sure I'm ready. That's honest and that's real, because they understand that there's a level of commitment. When you take Spirit speaking through me, if y'all get mad, I'm sorry. Spirit is saying, if you are doing something to take an easy way out, when you have an option to get what you really want, just takes a little bit of your commitment, because you will be blessed and given what you need to get what you need. But if you're trying to take an easy way out, a shortcut, a cheap, or but you're being presented with something else, you're not going to get what you want. It's going to probably give you more problems. Like I said, I know people could click off. Some people want to hear, because I'm this platform in particular is a lot of people seeking information for themselves. And that's why I want to speak. You can do things you need to do for yourself. You can be a complete DIYer. I've actually trained people to do their own installs. They want to support, and I'm on the camera with them, or just give you, hey, give them well wishes on your install. That's not but I know that there are some people who truly, truly just need to have a conversation with themselves about, what am I ready to commit to? And do I really want this? Because if I do, then is this an easy way out because I just find it to be easy? Because this isn't easy. Having small locks and doing what you need to do for it. It's not that it's not easy. It can be easy, but you just have to have the right formula, patience, dedication. Knowing the process helps. Knowing it's not going to be an instant thing. Knowing that what I see now is not going to be what I see later. What my hair looked like even 10 years ago doesn't look like what it looks like now. When the install and what I saw versus what I thought my hair, I didn't really know what my hair texture looked like in a lot. When I saw it and I saw them little tiny sprouts and this big round face, and I was like, what? It required me to say, am I committed to this? I spent all this money. I invested in who I thought was the best person. She actually was the best person for me. And I'll even say she probably was the best person in New York City at the time. But that's just what I wanted. And I said, if I'm going to do this, and that is why I think it is good for people to charge their worth. And I think it's good for people to invest, because what you invest there is a phenomenon about when you invest or you put something of value up, you will treasure it more. If you put something of value in exchange, I'm going to treasure this process. I'm going to go through this process. I'm going to commit to, I'm going to give it a try because I've invested all this into it. It's helpful to know about the process. It's helpful to be supported by people along the way. And it's helpful to, to have some understanding about it. You better say it. Oh, you talking about when I tell people to ease me now. Because I was still, it took me like a little while to decipher what was happening on the YouTube land. I was like, what's going on? What? And then so my assistant or the people that worked with me that I trained, well, I was off YouTube and she was just like, I saw this, I saw that. And she said, girl, she would be telling me stuff. And I would say, she would send me videos, like somebody trying to explain what Michael Lux. And I'm like, and she said, but isn't this your thing? Because people who were close to me in New York City understood, who were close to me, who want to admit, who they understood what I was doing with branding all those years. Like, she knew what I was doing. And she was like, what? And then it was almost like I wanted to give up because I was like, I got to go to court tomorrow. I got to take care of my baby. I got to figure out how to not lose my house. I got to figure out this. I don't have time to do videos. She was like, you need to do videos, Jessica. I said, I'm not going to do video. You know, I can't. I'm crying every day. I can't do a video. I don't have the wherewithal. And she was just like, it's so sad what people are saying out there. And I was just like, well, I said, maybe I'll come back in a few years. But when I did 1 or 2 videos, it wasn't getting any views. And even now, like, it's all right because it's so many other platforms. But I just, YouTube is where you found me. YouTube is still one of the higher, like I would get a lot of people come to me through YouTube, even when I wasn't doing videos. And I was just like, YouTube seemed to be one of the higher, like client generating. So I tell people your platforms are your IG is not necessarily my platform. Like, I don't know what my platform is, whatever it is. I think it's spirit. Y'all just find me, you align. And then because I did want to say, no, I don't want to say, I already said it. Y'all already know how I feel about people with a lot of numbers on one platform, but don't necessarily mean that it's quality. It's a lot of things you can do to get a lot of numbers. I'll just leave it there. And I don't do any of that. And I had my other IG page shut down and I was at 12K at that time, at how many years ago. So it's nothing for me to feel some type of way. But I want to say with the YouTube now, next level, I now can have memberships. So I wanted to announce that. The process is in progress. So I have met all the qualifications once again for the monetization, which now means the supers and the chats, and I'm excited. But y'all are not going to see it yet until like I do the back end stuff, and that's just, you know, the stuff you have to do with Google and AdSense and all that, and get your sites approved. And so I was sitting in and I had Black Friday. It happened during Black Friday time, so I have a lot of orders here that it's falling that I'm gonna mail out, and I'm just been packaging orders, and we had new students enrolled, a lot going on. So I'm gonna get that up, and when that happens, memberships happen, it's gonna be next level. So I'm predicting that it will be right at 2024, just a few weeks, everything clears, and then we can have those things activated, and I will let you know. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And I don't know how. I have some ideas. Like I like the boot camp challenges. I'll maybe do that members only. I'll try to do some things that I don't know if this person watches, but this is an influencer that followed me. I shouldn't say it like that. And we had a conversation. One of my affiliate marketer team members was reaching out to influencers, and this person had said something to me, and it just kind of stuck with me a little bit. But I was like, so they were like, oh, they seemed like they appreciated and understood the background of my platform and my microlocks and all that. But then like we did, there was like one of our boot camps, which have been pretty successful. Although boot camp is not, I tell everybody, you're not getting certification from the boot camp, but you're getting all this knowledge that I didn't always share on. I didn't share on YouTube. I said some of it, and the person was like, I don't see this any you saying anything. She went to one of the 5 sessions and said, like the second one or something, you're not saying anything new than what's on YouTube or something like that. And I'm like, first of all, you missed some of the sessions. Second of all, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. I don't know. I refunded back. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like I think it was maybe someone, maybe she thought that should give her free because she's an influencer, But in my mind, and maybe I'm mean and maybe I need to think differently, but I don't always think that people have a lot of followers because they have necessarily something better as far as like you just have a lot of followers. You maybe other factors that just make people want to watch you, whatever. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to give you everything for free or that I'm of less value than you because you have more followers on your channel. And like, I should be able to give this thing for you for free. All my content, all my years, you know how many years and like blood, sweat, tears, judgment, criticism, lawsuits. I don't want to say lawsuits, legal action, because I really don't want to speak that to my life. But I in a minute get a lawyer because, and it's still that's what you have to do as business, no matter what, and just fight for your brands and get your marks and stuff. And so for me to do all that and then have somebody try to devalue it, like, oh well, you wasn't, you know, if so I kind of was like, well, this is tricky. I would still like to have somebody else handle affiliate marketing, or influencer marketing is a better term. And I'm a micro influencer. Play on words, but micro influencer, but I'm not enough like at that status right now. So I guess I put some people in positions of, you know, that's just because of life situations. That's not because of value. Don't lose track of your purpose here in this earth. You aren't here for everyone. God knows your worth and the world will know. And I think that's a good advice for everyone. Please don't lose yourself, right? Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't lose yourself in trying to kowtow. Okay, I know we're talking about commitment, but that came up for a reason, the kowtow. When you, meaning like do a dance or just kind of like do out of your character to appease. Professionals pop into my mind. I understand that there's trends and we need to do certain things. Sometimes hashtags or you do something different. But what I see sometimes is people actually contradicting themselves, or it's clear and obvious that they're trying to they're prioritizing maybe likes and engagement over the actual content. And I don't want people to do that. When you are very valuable, sometimes, or you speak against the grain, you're not always going to have all the people, because sometimes people like to dwell in a fantasy land. So like, tell me, show me what I want to see, say what I want to hear. I'll like, but as opposed to what I need to hear is you telling me that may not be. And then, so sometimes people struggle with that. So I see them come out of their character as professionals. And I noticed that even with the people in our program, they may really be excited to understand this info. And then they'll get people asking them something to do something a certain way. And then they're like, well, I've had people ask me, I'm going to give them what they want. And to me, it's like, well, where do you stand on that if that's contradictory? Or do you not fully understand how it's contradictory? So that's when I started talking about how it's contradictory to start in certain ways and then try to maintain it another way, and how you'll have to kind of make a decision about how the level of standards you want and how you can be an educator and stand strong. And that might not make you popular, but darn it, you're going to be able to, here's how you might be able to actually ask for double. I'm not saying it's all about money, but you might be able to pay to get charged double, so that you may have half the amount of people coming through your doors, but have more income, more reputation, more restorative work, more people seeing the results of your work. So you don't have to bend out of your comfort zone or bend in a way that doesn't really represent what you truly know. And that's how I've always been. And I always had to say, you're not going to be, with whatever. And it's funny because those people with a lot of pages and stuff follow, some repeat. Let's say some even copied, and we find them. But it's like, that just tells me you have information that's valuable. Keep going in that space, and it's okay. So when it comes back to commitment, too many devices ringing. Yeah. When it comes to commitment, to think about all these different factors. Truthful policies are very unpopular, but that's okay. You know what's interesting? I have a lot of conditioning on how to handle that. No, I was in school. I was popular in the fact everyone wanted to be my friend. I was nice, but I don't know how to describe it. I noticed when I was more quiet, like appeasable Jessica, just danced and smiled. Oh, Jessica's so cool. Yeah, I was always seen as the cool person, but in environments where I had to speak up about things that weren't right, especially when it comes to how people should treat people or give them some type of fair, I always, was like, like I'm busting your bubble. I'm sorry I'm busting your bubble, but maybe not everyone wants to live in a dysfunctional bubble. Maybe some people do want something other than this. And I would always get that. So I was like, I'm getting thicker skin. I was, just getting thicker skin. Also, when there are people who've wasted time or money, then now they're more likely to commit or go through a process of preparing. Now you kind of have to go through things to prep you so that you can move differently going forward, or you can know how to navigate that going forward. Yeah, you better say it. You better say it. You better say it. I never wanted to. It's gonna really make me seem strange, but I didn't want to. I tried to do a sorority thing and follow the group. I can't follow group thought that much. I'm a sociologist minor. I don't just do what everyone else says. And so when I speak, that's actually my character. It's not just to be like, I'm gonna be different. It's just a part of me. And maybe people don't like that. I don't care, because I don't just jump on a bandwagon. Without seeing if it's for me or looking at it. Does that make sense? And then knowing what I know in this field, and knowing what the fundamentals are, and knowing what great results are and what terrible results are, and having my hands in the head of a file cabinet right behind this camera of my paper files when I used to keep paper files. And I kid you not, I went through boxes of hundreds of folders. So we have hundreds of clients that I personally serviced out of Brooklyn, New York area. So New York, people come from Jersey, wherever, California, they fly in from out of the country. So it's like I have all this evidence, all this tangible experience, and I'm not just going to jump on and put certain things into my program that don't align with all that I've learned. I just won't, because, oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, let's say we could start it this way. When it's like, why? So I was like, I'm already probably not going to be, and maybe it's going to not be, I'm not going to catch in the rope as many people as if I did say that, but the quality that I catch in my net that is succinct and smaller is going to be a higher quality. Big fish. Y'all are big. I don't know how to say it. That's not a good analogy, but the quality is going to be that. And that's going to be more important to me than just casting a big net and trying to pull people in. And now you got half the net complaining that this is not looking right, or whatever they're saying, or they've come into the awareness that, wait a minute, like, based on me hearing other information, this doesn't make sense. What did I just invest in? Or why did I just do that like that? And not to have anyone feel bad, but just to say, I don't want to be that netcaster where people are like, what? Why did I pay her that to do that? I want people to say, I learned something that's value. This is adding so much value to anything that I've had before. You're telling me things I need to hear. I'm finding things I couldn't find, like that. And I'm seeing the results. And peer pressure is big. You couldn't get me to smoke. You couldn't get me to drink. I just have a strong personality in that sense. But I also have my other stuff that hold me back. So, that's why I didn't go live. And I was like, I don't want to be in the camera. But it's like, you got something to say. A lot of y'all comment and have such powerful, just in your thoughts now, and some of y'all have commented before, speak. Some people, it's okay. You don't need some, because people used to even say, what should I comb my hair when I was doing the micro locks and sister locks was coming for me, trying to, and I would say, you can say what you want, but if you do say micro locks and people are trying to go at you, send them my way. I'm more prepared to do this battle. This is something that I knew going into it. And I said, it's not to cause divisiveness. That's what they're creating. But if you're uncomfortable, you can say what you'd like. But if you want to say micros and you're trying to explain it, because all my clients would try to explain it, and I would say, don't worry, just send them to my page or send them to me, and I'll gladly take the time and answer, because this is what I do. And it is so, it's peer pressure. Yeah, I get. I don't know. Oh, conquered the camera. I get what you're saying. Yeah, quality clientele, quality people. And that when you are quality, you will not be a part of the masses, because most masses in any field, well, I'll say masses, I don't know if it applies to every field, but you could just think, even in general, it's always small segments that will, you know how they say you can't fool all the people all the time, but you can fool some of the people some of the time. So there's always segments of people that they do rise up to in a different way. They do become either pillars, they have certain levels, and they stand true to that. And I said they always stand out because you don't blend in. Don't necessarily want to blend in when you can stand the test of time. Be a flash in the pan. If that's what you want, you can be a flash in the pan, or you can be trendy, still be on it, but not maybe get as much at that moment. But things come right back around, and it's happened so many times, and some of y'all may have experienced this. If you do a great work, or somebody wants to go somewhere cheaper, or they I've heard all these stories about Instagram hairstyles, and then they get there and they get screwed over because they got a lot of following. Doesn't mean anything. When they come right back to you, you cared about my hair. No one could do it like you. It lasted longer when you did it. You know what you're talking about. I feel your passion versus. So I always say people know and can feel that. So if you're on that level, or the pro level, oh, you said conquer the camera. And then so, I'm gonna switch real quick to scholarship. In exactly 2 weeks, the applications are closing. Okay, so you have until this Monday, December 18th, to submit your applications. Thank y'all for the applications that you submitted. I've read a lot of them, but I have to check and see if y'all are putting your handles. I want to see if the people that I have in mind that I see always engaging on my content, there's people, I know y'all names, I know your business because I've seen you so many times. Excuse me. And so if you have applied for a scholarship, I want to connect you. So I can say, oh, this is so-and-so. Because yeah, so when you're filling out the form, I put the link on the bottom. You're gonna put your whatever social media handle that you connect with me on. So if it's YouTube, if it's Instagram, and you're more likely to stand out on Instagram, to be honest with you. I have to get my content where it's like, y'all like this if you want to see more, because I'm like showing stuff, and y'all, I see one of my posts within the day had like so many saves on it, 30 something saves, and less likes than saves. Maybe there was more likes than saves. It was more likes than saves, but it still was like, that's a lot of saves for that little bit of likes. So if you like something, or if you say something, save something behind the scenes, like it publicly. Stop hating. Let's celebrate to like it. So I can see who you are. You will draw attention to you. I'll like you back. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't typically go on a timeline of IG. I just get on there and get out, or I have third thing post. So, but when I am on there, I'm in the stories posting stuff. But if y'all engage, the giveaway link is at the bottom. That's very helpful. And I do engage on other people's platforms all the time. If you engage on mine, and I like, your stuff. I know I'm trying to pull. I do get a little emotional on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. People tag me in all types of nonsense. Sometimes I'm like, please don't. And I was like, you know what? I'm human. I don't say anything rude. I just say things like, why would you? Because people say all types of things. I mean, you know what you've been building, and you know certain standards, and you're like, why would you tag me in this? Like, what was the purpose? Like, sometimes people tag me in competitors training. Don't do that unless you want me to know them. And then now, like, if it comes up across where it's like, should we do something about, like, I'm glad when people tag me in stuff that's like the copy of the name of my program. Like, thank you, because that's stuff we need to know about. But when it's just like, what is the purpose of seeing my program and this stuff that I created on somebody else's stuff, then maybe we should look at that. I don't know. But I don't really like that. So sometimes I'm oh Lord, okay, y'all got some comments. here. Oh, you're welcome for the opportunity. I can't wait to gift it on the 22nd of December. I'm going to gift the winners. We're supposed to send out separate email for the handles. It's not there. I fixed it. Okay. You can enter again. I know you probably want to write the whole thing, but you can say I previously entered. Check, and then just put your handles on. You can do the entry again without having to write the whole thing again. I connect you on both Facebook and Instagram. Okay, I gotta see where your name is. Yeah, keep saying what sets you apart from the rest, not conforming to the ways of the world. Will always keep ahead of the crowd for kingdom. Okay, yeah, quality is valuable. There's another hair, well, she's a much bigger hair. I don't want to see how I'm prefacing it. I got to stop and get in my confidence. She is a wonderful hair business brand, and she is aligning spiritually. Like I just love her. She's a mom of like 5, and she got divorced, so she's a solo mom, and she still grew her company to millions, and she's blessed beyond measure. And I just always like her stuff, even if she's not necessarily like, I'm not gonna, even if there's certain things that can be a competitor. Like I have a hair oil, she has a hair oil. Like a lot of people have hair oils. I like her success. And I just started to really just like and give good comments to other Black women who I can relate, because we are mirrors of each other. And when we do that, we energetically do that for ourselves as well. And I also was saying on a spiritual note, she's also transforming, and she's evolving, and she supports like when I share my wins. So I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you evolve. You can celebrate another woman, and her work is valuable. And in another way as well. We are able to post a scholarship advertising. No, you can post it. Post it, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, because I told y'all in the past, like we would get hundreds of applications, and then like some people are obvious. I don't know where they come from, and they're just like, I want to win because I'm broke or something like that. And it's like, come on. I want to make sure, it's, yeah, we want a little more than that, and they don't follow, or they'll unsubscribe because they didn't win. So it's kind of like, what did you just wanted to win a free training? I understand that, but yeah, my connection, I keep looking like I'm freezing. I wanted to show y'all some things before I got off today too. So we're at the hour mark, mostly for people who engage with the program. Yeah. Good evening, Phil de Montaigne. How are you? And then Frida as well. Frida is one of our coaches, so y'all hit her up. And if you have questions, so she'll be able to help you out. So I wanted to throw this up as well. Not throw this up, put this up on the screen. Shared this before, but if people have questions about whether they want to commit to this process, there's something. Hold on, y'all know I need like silence because my brain is like, I don't want to put on the screen yet until I get to the right slide. And this is from a presentation that I did in the back. Actually, I like to do this real quick. Spirit said, why not? Go ahead, and let's define microlocks, because if you want to know if you want to commit, let's first define, and then I'll tell you how we define it. Okay, how originally it was defined. On our end, size, are you defining it by method and technique? Are you defining it by your goals? Because sometimes people just say micro size, but they'll be a little larger, and they might use other techniques because there technically might be traditional locks that are smaller. And then there's people who are saying, we use all these different twists or braids. Yeah, might know a little bit already about my thoughts on that. But when I say link, so some people say, well, that's the way you want to start them. They're starter locks, so then they could just be braids. But in reality, there are many twists and there are many braids. They are. When you have interwoven, they're starting. I because that's the method that we say is ideal. And then we said that would be considered a starter lock, because what would you call that? Other than a starter or a micro lock with the interwoven pattern. But when people have mini twists, they're not always trying to lock their hair. Mini twist is an actual style. Mini braids are an actual style. Big braids are an actual style. Big twists are an actual style. Now, people are doing starter locks. Usually they'll do coils, or sometimes they'll do twists or whatever. But as it locks, so the larger traditional lock realm and micro lock realm has differences, even though they're locks. There's differences because of the processes, because of what is going to be more ideal. And when it comes to a term like micro locks, that's a term that has been created, that I was coining. Like it has other implications to it. So it can be a general term as well. So there's like a lot of clearing up that people should do before they jump in, because maybe your hair texture and things that you need for you to have actual locks requires you to start it a certain way to get that result, especially because of your texture, especially because of something else. So you want so what we did was identify best practices and standards, long-term proven high quality results. Because I don't believe in putting something out on the market or putting something out in our services or putting something out in the educational platform that has not been proven and proven long-term. And so the standard I say for long-term, I would say about a decade, especially when there's sufficient. I've been doing this for 15, going on 16 years, 15 years. So I felt like I can use at least a decade's worth of that time to use as a standard, as a time frame to pull out what was working within that time. But I can go further than that. And then we want to have these results, the results that people are desiring. Are they matching up with what they get at those particular marks and milestones? And so I had sufficient clientele for that. I had sufficient pool. Okay, I get nerdy. I took statistics. I'm a social worker, and I took statistics, and I use a lot of the methods, even in my own independent research on creating a method or identifying methods. I put that in here in our definition. So foundational knowledge on technique. What is working? What's working? Yeah, most of the time with certain factors versus what is not. Right? I didn't want to gamble with large amounts of money. Tool types and usage, really understanding that, because people can interchange them, but they were having an effect. That was a big factor in what I was noticing when I was seeing the differences in all the clients. And so when we switched and used certain tool type, we noticed a different. My loctician actually noticed it more first, because she was going between a sister lock tool and another tool that I distributed for, that I won't say because I have my own tool now. But and I distributed that tool because it had the characteristics that were making the lock have these stronger characteristics. And then you talk about innovations and improvements and having a track record for that. And I'll always pride myself with that very first full head micro lock extension client out of Brooklyn, New York in 2009. Who still has a lock. I think that's amazing, because either people will have horrible experiences and cut their hair off. If that was a horrible job, she wouldn't even have had her locks. She would have found it out, took them out, whatever. The same foundation that was laid on her head with those extensions is the same foundation she still has to this day. And she's 1 year behind me. So she's going on 15 years and I'm going on 16 years in about 3 weeks. January 2nd, 2008, I got my locks. And so I'll be turning 16. That's coming up. That's crazy. 16 years ago. Okay, hair locking stages and more. All that is very important to know. Generalized lock stages. So that's one thing. And then the thing that I wanted people to use to help them, which you've probably already seen, I'm gonna pull it up 1 second. This is that slideshow that has all those pictures of the things why I say don't do too string. Y'all probably already seen them already. I do tell y'all to ask yourself these questions first, right? Am I committed? Okay, then has this info been consistently proven? The info that you may be getting or seeing or having seen other people's experiences. And there's always a couple of people that will say, yes, so-and-so's hair, it did fine. But I want to say this mainly on a pro level. We do have different eyes. When it's something that we don't do professionally, I wouldn't be able to tell you certain things that an expert in their field can tell me. Like they might be able to look and say, oh, that paint job is done. Whatever. Certain things that I'm like, that's not my world. Like I don't know what looks good. It just looks good to me. versus would it look good to another pro? And then there's certain things where it's like, we have eyes to see the quality, the strength. And so if that doesn't matter to you, that's fine. Usually it's an individual's choice. But I do have to say there can be, what you see could look different than what someone else sees. And so if someone says, they'll tell me, usually without a profile picture, if there's anyone that likes to, like, very rarely, but sometimes are people that might say something to counter it because it hits a nerve or something, and it's not supposed to. Why did it? I can't see their hair. I can't. Oh, when I talk about 2-strand twists, added hair to create extensions, and I'm like, that's not going to lot. They don't have any picture. They don't have anyone to show me from 2 years from now or next year. They don't have anything, but they want to argue that it looks good in that moment. So it's all about, like, the basis of what looks good and what looks professional and the quality. So anyway, has that info been proven long-term to your standards? What is the knowledge, experience, and background of the person or entity claiming authority? There's a lot of, in any field, people that come out all of a sudden. So many people have training programs and online programs. And I love when there are actual experts that are tapped into the digital realm and that are using what they've already been doing for whatever, or already have this certain level of quality and work already proven, and they take it to the digital, versus someone who saw an opportunity or thought they saw an opening and is like, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it, throw together a training. And I'm going to be honest, I have people that are looking for me. It's our framework, paste it onto their thing. It's our wording. All these things that I sat at my desk for days and months creating, turning into webinar. And so you gotta really know, not everyone is that level of expert, that there's a lot of stuff that people just take, right? And you want to know, what receipts do they really have to show that they know that they can train you in this expanded view on this topic, and not just, yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Does the information being shared confirm what has already been shown and experienced? Like, for instance, if I'm telling you these are common problems that come from this or this, and it's like, yeah, it actually makes sense, or I've actually experienced that. Or am I telling you that you're going to magically have a result from doing this, but you never really, like, it's things that will hit you in your intuition, even though that does make sense. Like, that would make sense if it happened that way. There's some people that are cosmetologists, but their specialty is not locks, but they know enough about hair. And they'll start to think about, even that's why I tell people, stay educating if you know what you're talking about, because it will hit. And people say, that does make sense, just based on what I already know about how hair, whatever. So that's one question. I still didn't get to the thing I wanted to show y'all. Let me see. Is it the next slide? Oh, wait, y'all. Hold on. Let me. Y'all got comments. I'm going to get to them. This just came up. This picture is the infamous picture. If that woman is watching on YouTube, let me make this big for you. Okay, because you tried to tell me, there was a woman that told me she ain't want her hair like mine. She wants her hair like this. Now, this was a repair job. This person came to me to fix. All her hair came out on the right side. Let me put my face back up there too on the bottom, because I need y'all to see. Well, it came out on the right side, this side, and it was all loose and puffy and big, right? So I was using that to say that this was poor quality and I want to, to fix, and that these are problems that could happen, etc. But that person wanted to make sure, instead of just saying, oh, I don't see there's some people that say I don't see the problem. Y'all on YouTube watching, if y'all watched it, y'all know who y'all are. It was a TikTok that I uploaded as a short by accident. Okay, I'm a mama, a single mama. I'm doing 50 million things and running a company and doing everything else. I make mistakes. Y'all tried to go in on me and ended up playing yourselves. You tried to play. Everybody was like, she ain't telling y'all nothing. She ain't telling y'all nothing. Meanwhile, I've been telling people things for years that have been helpful. This was just a mess up, a tech glitch. I kept it up because I want y'all to be known and your names to be seen. Go check out the shorts. It's 2 of them. One is a re-upload. And so she made sure she had to attack me because the bandwagon wanted to say that I wasn't telling y'all anything. And I don't tell y'all enough, like something. I wasted your time. I wasted your time. Wasted your time. You sat for a minute on a thing that was a mistake, or you could easily click in the description, whatever, look to see if there's another version, or just, and so a couple of people told me nicely, oh, it looks like it cut off. And I was like, oh, I didn't know why people were jumping on my back. I had no idea. But that to me is not the quality that I feel represents the type of locks I would want to put my name on as a pro. That also, it was for a repair job. So that client also felt the same way and wasn't not making fun of her or anything. I'm using it for educational purposes because we were addressing it, but that job was not one that would reflect the installation that I would do. Hey, oh, you said hey, okay. And so let me finally get to this slide I'm trying to show y'all. I'll just go ahead and keep them on as I go through because y'all can see just a lot of repair work, a lot of problems is what I spent a lot of my time doing and fixing. So if y'all want to know if you can even commit, this is a place to start to just take this quiz to find out even if these size locks are for you, or I think it's really for you to think about it as a style, but it also has some questions that professionals are finding very handy. They give this quiz to their clients, or they'll, kind of have a sense of questions to ask their clients. Lockquiz.com. All right. I created that quiz because I wanted people to get to the space where they fully understand. Because I was really, really seeing a lot of people say, I don't have time for an install. So that's why I asked you if you could do twist. And it's like, are you really ready for them on this size? Because you can get a quicker install with bigger locks, traditional locks, bigger interlocks. You can get maybe what you want. You're gonna come into the micro realm. This is my lanes here. I love these lanes. I will be able to tell you how to support you in this space. But if you're not ready for it, then that's a question that we need to first find out. And you might find some people actually said, you know what? I actually find that this isn't exactly what I would be better suited for, something different. People were honest. And some people are like, no, yeah, I'm ready. This will be conducive to my lifestyle. Because if this person was active, they had asked me to do 2-strand twists. They were active dancer, Broadway. She didn't want to sit for an install. She felt like she didn't have the time. But I said, but you're a dancer, you're active. So I don't know the texture of your hair. Just from looking at the photo, I can assume you're going to have havoc wreaked on your sweaty hair if you just desire to have the twist in and just an interlock of root. Please, y'all, Spirit, speak through me right now. They're telling me to tell you that was coming from a DIY easy way out. It's not necessarily the foundation for a lot of people. You can do it if you want, but on the pro level, you might need more support. It wasn't really designed that way, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that got to be realistic. And that's how it started. What's quick and easy. So a lot of people didn't want to invest at the time. There was only sister locks. I did the first micro lock training because I wasn't binded to sister locks. A lot of people were binded to sister locks. I didn't even come in through sister locks. I was free as a bird. Even my mentor, she allowed me to do certain things. She was severed from sister locks, but it muddies the water because sister locticians were getting sued by Joanne for creating different tools, for taking it further. I had no such attachment. And when I met Joanne in September, all I had to do was drop the name of my mentor. She's like, oh, but it took her a minute to really realize who she was talking to because there was no connection other than. So when I created the microlock trainings, it was with this expanded kind of thing. So the point I was trying to make with that now just slipped out of my head because Spirit just had to tell me to tell y'all that is probably why a lot of people either didn't want to invest in a sister lock training, didn't want to spend the money, and started to see more and more people charting their journeys on YouTube. And that's not bad. I'm just saying we got to understand the context so you can understand how you want to move forward. Because their favorite YouTuber has been able to amass whatever many followers, or whatever many, doesn't necessarily mean that they're the pro and expert for that for you. Who child? On one man, many followers and platforms, and they sell some form of drama. On the other hand, if the influencer has a good balance in the content and phone, yeah, of course, absolutely. Not everybody who has a lot of followers. I'm not saying that, because I would hope to be able to grow to the amount of followers that I deserve as well. And I've grown, doubled, quadrupled. What's the third when you tripled my following since I went back active a few years ago? And I'm not saying I have 1 million followers, but it was so, it was like 1,000, and then now it's getting to 4, like it's climbing. So it's hundreds of new followers a month, and then it's just following. It's been growing that way consistently. And so I say having followers it also means that you're saying you could be doing something very appreciated and very whatever. What you want to hear. Yeah, it could be either what they want to hear, what they need to hear, but there's some value people are finding in the content, and that's good too. Amen. Yeah. And so that's why I say I'm okay. I'll be the martyr. I'm okay with saying what I need to say, because I don't have anything really to prove. Just be. I just need to continue to be. You need to continue to be. Everyone, be. Make a decision. Stick with it. What does this all entail? A lot of people have big dreams, right? To do whatever, to be, have a salon, be a stylist, even do a training program. But what does that entail when you really get in the bigger? What does that entail? And do you have what it takes to stay committed to it? Because it takes one legal thing, it takes one something, and it's like, am I committed to this? Or why did I want to do this? How am I going about doing this? Because it's really going to test your determination and motivation. I'm supposed to be drinking through my cup, y'all. I'm supposed to be product placing. I have a surprise for some people. Okay, so everybody in the program, y'all already get one of these. But I have something else. I ordered some new gifts for the members for holiday. Y'all know I like to give gifts when I can, to people in the program, to people who win things. So I have new things, because I've been doing the mugs, added t-shirts, added some other stuff. And so, yeah, I'm just excited, because I was like, there's something else that they can drink out of. But yeah, you already know. You have your cup. But so the cup is nice for like when you're home. But what if you're working? What if you're out and about? And I was like, what do I need as a stylist? What did I need a lot of? I needed to have certain things. And so that's just what I think about. I think you don't have 1 million plus yet. Yeah, it's okay. Listen, those who follow conspiracy theory, you know what they say. I was just watching the woman that did the whole reading on Huff Daddy and all that. She said, you're not allowed in society to get to a certain level sometimes without having to like sell yourself, like do something, do something that goes against your moral code, basically. Sometimes some people are just like, how they're just kind of, some people are really, really, really good, big, but you notice people who make really effective monumental things don't necessarily get allowed. Oh, thank you. So that I said your cup. Yay. Thanks so much. You're welcome. Tumblr. Is that what it could be? I'm not going to say, but I wanted to show y'all that. Let me see. This is a whole bunch of slides on here. I think maybe there'll be something of interest on here to add to the point. But, okay, so y'all have the giveaway thing scrolling on the bottom. You have your pen. Yeah, I have everything here because I'm packing up. But there's a couple other things. So if y'all are watching that are certified pros, micro lock mastery certified. I have to say that because somebody's really trying to throw y'all off and distract y'all and confuse y'all. So I won't say anything else because I don't want y'all running to certain websites. But it's basically our terminology. Micro lock mastery certified pros. You have those who have entered into the site instructor program, y'all have emails. I want y'all to look at your emails, because I'm also, that also comes with more items and things. We're making our selections. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for 2024. I'm so excited to see y'all be able to have the site locations and run these programs and run a training. But I'm excited I'm going to do the whole hold the big check. And because I've always wanted that. I always wished I could be holding a big check. But instead, it's like, I'll do that for other people if I can. It's not going to be like $50 million, but I just want to see people, like, be able to help people on that level through this. I'm just excited. We made our first round selections for second interviews. I'm saying that publicly so that if y'all are watching, 2 of y'all made your appointments, away for the rest of y'all. And then we're going to start doing the applications for the next cohort. So those who've been certified, we have almost 50 of y'all certified for 2023. Congratulations. You're eligible to apply as well into this whole scholarship program, become a trainer, which makes you mad money. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that. And continue to help impact your community, build your business. It's a partnership. Partnerships are the way. Certain levels we get to, we need to be partnering up. We're not competing. We're not down here competing with each other. We are working together. Also, I'm sending referrals out manually. People are asking for someone set a consult up with me. I'm trying to refer it out. I'm not playing, y'all. If y'all are in this network, get ready. Just be ready. I know some people are like, oh, I'm not really ready for clients. That's fine. If you're ready for clients, and some people are like, well, let's get your site up. Let's get you out. There are people that want to be connected with you. I don't want to stand behind a chair and do hair. I want to do this. I want to do my social work. I want to do my philanthropy. I want to do my education. And I want all y'all to win. I want to see people become not just six figures, but like millionaires. Because then I could live vicariously. It's just something that makes my spirit smile. And so that's the fusion of social work and what I'm doing here. And you have to have good skills to get to that point. You can't do haphazard, poor quality, jumping on a bandship work to get to that level. You got to be like, she knows what she's doing. We're done 2 strand twist, because that's what people have been saying, because I wasn't doing my job when I was building the brand. I couldn't do certain things after a certain while. Y'all know the deal. Like, many people we don't have the opportunity. Sometimes, I don't want to say victim words. I was challenged with getting opportunities to fund what I was doing and to have the support. So it cost me a lot even to meet with a lawyer in Manhattan to start a trademark with Michael Locks. It cost me just to meet him for like 2 hours, like $600. And I was young. And so I met with him then, but that requires follow-up. And I was just like this. And there was no, like, you're talking about 2008, 2009. There wasn't the stuff online like there is now where I could go to like whatever trademark engine, whatever, even though that's not good either. But I didn't know about that. So I went to an actual attorney in Manhattan, had my friend drive me there and come up with me, because I was just like, and so people I left it, and people had just started creating their own definitions, and whatever it is, it's fine. But where it becomes a problem is like the arguing of the whole thing. It's like, you got your kid, loved it all, especially the mug. Hi, Cozy. It sure is. Knowledge is power. Yes, my computer is slow. It says no, it should tell you need help. She said, the quiz said, I need help. What did it say? Girl, you need help. No, it probably said, what your outcome is. It should tell you your outcome. Like, here's your recommendation for the type of locks. And then you're going to get like another email or something that tells you how you can stay connected, but you're already connected. Just don't keep making an impact. Don't keep making an impact that you make small and make a huge. Thank you. I want to make big impacts. Big impacts. Where do you mail? Miss Diane Fabulous. Yours is right here. And after this, it's going in I didn't want to tell you all of that. I was like, I'm trying to act like I already put it. It was supposed to go earlier this morning. But yours it's right here. I don't want to show you. I don't have to take it out. But you also have certain, I give y'all special things with it. So when you get you get your certificate. Hold on. Because I bet you think I'm lying. These are certificates that I need to mail. Actually, it's probably a fifth one. But I just need to verify something. This is Diane's. If you can't see, it says Diane Turner on here. And this is yours. So yours is coming. And then because of the Black Friday stuff, I've been trying to get everything together at once. So I could just do one trip. So I have like the packages for the hair kits and stuff. And then I have the boxes for supply kits. So my partner in crime, my daughter who helps me, she's been with my mom. And then I've just been kind of trying to juggle it all myself. So I apologize for the delay, but everyone's stuff is going out today or tomorrow, everything. And then if anybody signs up, we're getting it all out. And then we're going to do the giveaway, and then we're going to do Christmas break. And so by the end, before January, I want everyone to have everything. So yes, your certificate, when you have your certificate, it's sealed in, it just is heading out to, and you're going to get it like tomorrow because you're very close to me. When do you mail? When I don't know what you mean by payment, but if something else I'm supposed to send you? Okay. I'm like, girl, I be trying to blow my spot up. You're good. You're good with payment. You're certified. You owe us no dime. You have your advertising for free. You're getting your certificate, possibly even getting something else. And no worries. Don't show it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to show you. Show it. She said, I believe. So congratulations. Yeah, those people, besides Diane, and we have Renelli is in Canada, Janine, and Carrie. So we have some people. We're going to show everyone who's been certified for 2023 this year. That was something I planned to do. I was waiting to see if anybody else is getting certified. And y'all are submitting your stuff to Tosha and Frida. Your birthday's December 12th. Oh, well then, happy early birthday. She's Diane, you're funny. Diane is like, my birthday is December 12th if you want to send me anything. Well, that's good to know. I love it. I love it. You're bold, and that's okay. Frida, your birthday. And now our Michael Lock Mastery Coach's birthday is also December 12th. Oh, man. Okay, that is so good to know because it's funny. I had something to mail both of you. And so now you telling me now, this is really good. You're welcome. So I've been on here. So I think I covered let me see, I covered the main points. First of all, let's give y'all a round of applause for your birthday and for YouTube saying, Jessica, get your stuff back because you've been working your behind on trying to resuscitate this channel. So we're going to first, to everyone who is possibly going to be joining and getting in while the price is what it is. And also to get your stuff before the end of the year. Have your Christmas gift be yourself, where y'all can go open up your door and see this big box, a big brown box, and have all your supplies and log in and have your thing and join us in the holiday party. Okay, I think you can cut the applause. Come on. Let me do it. Okay. And the holiday party will hopefully, that's why I want everyone to send it in by the 18th. So I'm going to get the kids together because it's already crazy trying to mail stuff now because everybody's mailing everything out for Christmas. And then depending on how things are looking, sometimes I do a big mass mailing. Like some, y'all know, I got to figure that out. The post office gets on my nerves. They take so long. But yeah, so yes, congratulations to everyone. I don't know, just congratulations to all of us. I just feel it in the air. This person left no comment. Happy early birthday to Frida and Diane Fabulous. Anybody else's birthday coming up in the group? I do want to get your birthdays. That's something I wanted to do. And so Yeah, there's many factors. And I say with in regards to preparation, I always feel like you should prepare for what you want mentally, physically, if it's spiritually, financially, whatever it is, and really understand if you can adhere to that. Um, you're not late. Well, you are. I'm about to end it soon. Hey, girl. Thank you, Frida. What do you do for your birthday? We got, you got to do something. Um, so we said preparation, training. Y'all already know how I feel about. I mean, shameless plug. But why? Okay, I'm gonna put it on somebody else. Somebody told me to say, another lactician told me to say, why don't you just? Why do people go to a version of your training program that came after yours instead of just going to the original training? I was like, I can't say that. I'll sound arrogant. But then I'm starting to speak up, and it's like, but facts are facts. There's a difference between facts and me making up something. I try to stick to the facts of what I know, what receipts show, where I was in the world at that time and what was happening, and I try to speak to it. And what we've seen, literally seen copied our stuff when others literally seen. And so I'm telling you about this program that I launched at tail end of 2019, right in the beginning of 2020, because we did a hybrid, we did like a beta in 2019. I had a really strong feeling to move virtual, a very strong feeling. See, women are spiritual in different ways, but I already knew, go virtual, get your training virtual. You want it worldwide, latest foundation, get your directory out and do everything. So when we launched it, we were the only microlock virtual program. When I launched it as a physical, so I was like, okay, great, but I already know there's probably gonna be people, whatever. So now I'm like, if we're really trying to tell people to make decisions about trainings, you don't want to not share about how impactful your training platform has been. We've hit certain milestones this year. I'm so excited, as far as numbers, as far as enrollments, as far as different things. And that was with me doing, I feel, not as much effort as I could have, because I had my own challenges financially and as a mom. And so now just continuing to focus on where we want to take this and how impactful we want to be. The ultimate goal is still good quality service and good quality skills. And how can I position people to have that so they can do those skills? Not a quick money grab, not a training you see today that you won't see tomorrow because they got to get shut down because they copied. Like, that's what's literally happening right now. One of the people. And so someone was like, just tell, so when it comes to, anyway, committing, the first step would be to identify and do the real research based on what you feel is to be true about what you would like to learn, what you would like to do. And then when you do make that investment, I tell people, do not leave your investment on a table. You want a return on it. You may not be able to get a return right away. Life can happen. Are you able to pick up when that challenge is lessened and continue forward? Because life happens, and that's why we give people unlimited. I say unlimited for now, but we want you to log in, but we give people time in the program. When people say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I can't finish. Don't ever apologize. As long as you show up and you're ready to finish is all that matters. I don't care about your money that much for you to pay me and then not have results. I don't care. I'd rather you not spend it. I really, because to me, it doesn't do anything for me. It's not a money grab. I can find ways to make money. I'm educated. I have a drive like many of you. Some of us are not desperate, but we would like to make an income, but I'm not desperate where it's like, well, she didn't finish. We're reaching out. Like, some people reach out and say, I haven't been able to finish because I've had a death or it was just a lot going on. Great, come on back. So the point that I'm trying to say is, whenever you can pick up and finish the thing that you committed to. Also, in full transparency, because I don't like to, I don't know, I just like to be transparent. I feel like there is one person, I can't say exactly why people do certain things, but I can pick up actions. We're told to make a minor correction for certification. See, we're passing a lot of people now because people are on it, but there was a time, I guess, where people just wanted to just real quick do something, get a certificate. And we're like, well, we want to have you have some, no, meet some standards because we want this to be something lasting. We want people to go to you and expect a certain level. So can you make a like a little adjustment here to demonstrate that we can check off this on our list? They were getting like friends. I was like, no, relax, relax. And then never corrected. I think unsubscribe from the email, which is hard, you shouldn't do for the main program because now the updates you're not going to get. So it kind of locks you out of certain things and you're going to have to like keep asking. And then it was like, do you want to access your program you pay for because you really wanted it or did you want it? So if you have a question about commitment, first ask yourself, do you really want it? Because if you don't really want it, you won't commit. And so it sent me the message that I don't think this person really wanted it because there's nothing in the world that would make me throw away. Even at that time, the price is going to be lower than what it's going to be going forward. But even at that time, it's money is money and nobody has money to throw away. And so I'm like, that's unfortunate. It seemed like a very emotional response. And, you know, just to see that it's kind of hard because it's like maybe they are going through something, but I wouldn't disconnect from the platform. I would just go through it. Go through it and then I pop out because I've done that too. I'm in travel stuff and all type and I'm MIA right now. But then I just reach out and say, hey, I'm still here. This is what's happening. Like it's a little hectic. I'm dealing with the Black Friday stuff and my daughter's this, blah, blah, blah. And then I say, but I want to stay connected. So y'all are wishing each other happy birthday. Aww. On the hot hitting the milestones. This channel is so much need for current information. Again, thank you. Oh, yeah. I'm not, now you just made me think about something. It's long overdue. I'll say that. A couple of the things, but it's okay. Divine timing. I had to go through we all have to go through certain challenges because I feel like our lives are experiences that we come here for. So, you know, I had to go through experience having my child. And then at the peak, I literally, like I told you, I was doing an interview for my being published in a hair magazine while I was in labor. And I had this dread over me. I'll write it in a book, but I was like, I was so invested in building up my business and the microlocks and the hair tool and stuff. And I felt a dread, like you're going to have to stop your dream and life is about to get real. And then it wasn't like it wasn't like I was giving birth in this like lovely family either. It was, you're on your own. It's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be a lot of lonely walking by yourself. And the hardest you've ever had to like work and whatever. And so that's what I had to switch on survival mode. And that's why I say this program and not the program, the skills, this service was what helped save me because I didn't, I had to come up with money quick. And so while I'm interviewing for a job that I probably wasn't going to be able to keep because I had childcare issues, childcare is expensive. It's expensive as hell. So I was like, I always feel I can connect to moms in this program because of knowing how these skills helped me. And I said, doesn't even matter your background. And even when I was in Colombia, I was still feeling bad. Like I'm a hair. People make you feel bad. You do hair. And then I'm like, it's not just me doing hair. And then I remember having conversations with the Black women on campus. And I actually ended up doing an event at Columbia with the Black students on the politics of Black hair or something. We're going to do some more stuff at Columbia University. But I mean, I felt so validated after speaking, like this is a real income. This is a real business. And you're whatever hair services you're doing, it's going to be what you make it. So I was attracting professional women and people with the same background as me. And then I was also attracting just a variety of women, but it was like what you make it and how you present your services. So I tell people, be very clear about that because you're going to get what you put out to. So when you're doing stuff haphazard, you're doing stuff, you know, I may take this client, my stuff is unprofessional. Right now, like having a service policy is probably going to be what's going to save it saved me from a lot of legal issues, but it's also like just those foundations that I put in before I got the challenge of being a single mom, the challenge of going through abuse, the challenge of having family. Lord, it was like I was by myself and it was wild. So I say all that to say, I was still committed to still grow. I was making my hair too pregnant. I knew that when I dropped this baby, life was going to hit the fan, So I was like messing with chemicals. I was like, are these chemicals dangerous? Because I was messing with metals, and y'all know my hair tool is white brass now, but it would be silver. It would be different metals. And so I was learning how to solder and deal with those metals. And then you have to put it into a chemical and do all these different things. And they was like, well, it's not much more toxic than if you were at a gas station inhaling fumes. And I was like, so I put my baby at risk. She was right with me from the start, making this too. I was committed because I said, I want my own hair too, because I stopped distributing for another company that some people know Microlocks from, because I was distributing all over the world and dropping in pamphlets and saying, Microlocks. Anyway, that's a whole another story. And so that was the commitment of seeing through. And I'm not going to stop. I tell people, because if I can't sleep at night, if I keep getting visions and dreams and ideas, I would only be harming myself to try to suppress that and then go do something that's more acceptable for someone, or that's more like acceptable what I think other people would look at me. It's like, no, this is a big part of me. Now there's a lot of my life. I've been 16 years of my life having this hairstyle and, training and talking about it when I wasn't getting paid to do that. And, impacting so many people who, whether they're going to credit or not, who know me or not, it's okay. So commitment does pay off. And that is the main thing. Is there anything? So 2 weeks left. Apply. All right, y'all. So like, follow, subscribe, stay tuned. If you're interested in memberships, I will let you know what that's about. But best believe it will be more value. I know I say a lot on YouTube, but maybe I don't. And I have a training program. So I don't know if people expect for me to be like, all right, everybody, let me show you every single technique. I've seen people do videos and I'm like, I'm not here for a quick, plus, like, how can you support? There's going to be ways where I can give y'all more information. It's just, in different ways. It's not just tune into YouTube. I would hope you diversify your you get your information, not just free. That part, I reached the place of realizing the dream. Carry out. You have a dream to carry out. That's why you stop worrying. You stop worrying about what you think you see. Let people say what they want, but you just keep focusing on what you are here for. I thank y'all for the hearts. If y'all want to give me some more hearts, some more thumbs up and whatever, I don't know. I'm just trying to learn how to be a YouTuber. And the thing is, I've been on YouTube since YouTube almost began. That's what's odd. I was like, dang, I've seen it transform. And I was like, oh, this is what it looks like now when you get to those levels. Before, I didn't have to do anything. They just contact me and I would send the Google stuff. And now it's like, you got to put things on your sites, and it's just like you have to now tell people to subscribe and all this stuff, and it's just weird to me. All right, y'all. Bye.